everybody how Howard and I met and what we ended up doing after we met. It all started with the guy here who's pointing this camera at us. Bing called me up one day and said that he was going to be hosting an event, and he invited me down to recite some poetry. He had heard me do some jazz poems. A couple of days later, he says to me, I have this guy who plays horn who I think would sound really good with you. And I'm like, yeah, bring him on. It sounds great. So we get down to this place, and I meet Howard for the first time, and they say you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but I did, and I'm like, damn, this guy looks like an accountant. I'm not sure it's gonna work, you know? So I look over at Melanie, and I'm like, what am I gonna do, you know? And I said, it's not like I'm the greatest thing in the world, but she said, well, let's go out into the parking lot, into the garage, and try it out. So I get out, and I start to lay out the first lines of this poem that we started to do, called Blue, and I lay it on, and I'm like, blue like Billie Holiday. And just as I started doing it, he lays into the horn, and I'm like, oh, you're fine, you're fine. Needless to say, I think it's 3 years? Yeah. 3 years later, we have played the Miami Jazz Festival together. We've gone to New York and recorded together. We have played countless shows, and it's been a real, real honor to present my material with Howard and Howard making it so much more than it is. And I think that we should start out with Blue, which is the first thing we ever did.
Woo!
So this goes like this. I'm gonna hold on because I am scared.
We need a spotter.
Don't look back.
Oh, Lord.
Baby steps.
I'll just start reciting the poem and then whatever happens.
Just don't hyperventilate like that.
How do you do it? You spread? So this is a poem called Blue that and it goes like this. Blue like Billie Holiday. Train blue. Hartman sang. Blue like velvet midnight. Southern Beach and BB Blue. Or like 12 tones, callousing tips with misery and happiness simultaneously. Blue like open sky above ocean waves. Blue of my spiritual awakening. Blue like howling wolf on woodward rack, like Macy's attack on the black and white. Now that was one all-star blues. Blue like Smoky Alley's village weekend. Blue like my mama's death while Armstrong sang Sweet Lorraine. Blue like October inviting the winter and Whitman's leaves of compost. Like Rimbaud's drunken boat and all of your Chuck Chanowski. Blue like Ellington and Blanton duet, and I'm falling in love with blue. Blue to blue like Ryan and Hopkins and Five on a Bambi and Blind Boy. Gospel blues or a toothless man on a harmonica blue. Blue like West Virginia where mountains sing a ballad blues. Hollering for some love blues, like last poet blues of Harlem blues, like funky, junky, pork chop blues, where welfare lines and your methadone rules. In ghetto blues and prison blues and Gil Scott Heron now Gil, he sang the blues, saying home is where your hatred is. Yeah, in my denominational Christian blues, that man said, working for heaven, got him feeling blue as Miles got me in all blues, kind of blue and blue. Música azul de corazón, azul de mis luces españolas, the memory-friendly blues of Spanish lights and a faraway fantasy where I was cutting the coffee, shining wingtips, and it's some swinging blues. All the blues The blues like forever. The blues forever. Falling in love with them blues.
Ordinary life. It's 24/7, not just 9 to 5. Love each day of my daily grind in my ordinary life. Won the Oscar, thank my folks. Got my picture on the cover of Vogue. My singles top the charts. Casey told them how I got my start. Sometimes that's just the way it goes in my ordinary life. It's 24/7, not just 9 to 5. Love each day of my daily grind in my ordinary life. Won the lotto, it was grand. I flew to Rome, the Pope kissed my hand. Scored to win the Super Bowl, skated for Olympic gold. So where am I going? To Disneyland. In my ordinary life. It's 24/7, not just 9 to 5. Love each day of my daily grind in my ordinary life. It's not what I do, it's not where I've been, it's not who I know, but rather who I am. Woke up this morning next to you, drank some coffee and I read the news, picked the kids up after school, did some shopping, watched the tube, went to bed and made sweet love to you. In my ordinary life, it's 24/7.